Hey, you're alright. Yo, bits of buzz. Yeah. I'm Isiah, right? I leave the house once a year. So I came here because they slid a note under my door. It said Preston Poetry, August 27th. So here I am. My poetry is very negative. Well, I don't know, man. I don't know. I've got a bunch of poems. I've got a lot of poems, but I'm not a good person, so I didn't remember them all. So I have a bag full of books, and on these books are things that you call poems. Yeah, so I've got that. Do you want to hear some poems? Yeah. Do you want to hear some uplifting poems? Yeah. I don't have any. Much like what Leroy said about tipping, a fine line between white and black. I felt like in high school I was into not weird things, but just things that if I'm into poetry, but then I'm into grime as well. It's a very polarizing thing, you know what I mean? It's like a dichotomy, and it's hard to have interests that are so normal to have, and then have interests that you wouldn't expect me to have, you know what I mean? And poetry's always been one of them things. So the poem I've got for you, yeah, it is about the character that I am, and it's told from the third person perspective. So hope you like it. That's it. Shattered glass, shattered glass, shattered glass. And remnants of a troubled past, he shuffled past the mirror. He wasn't fat, handsome, maybe hidden in his withered cap. He had a scissor tash. He was slouched down with a humpback, and his hair's a mat, maybe wet. I can't tell if it's gel or slithered back. It shows that his clothes give him slack. A lot of that. Too much, in fact. Baggy sack, burdened with a baggy pack. Herded with the pixels without friction like a laggy Mac. Handles that? No answers back. And pause for pause that lift stiff as if it's hard to give or artifact. He's hardly black. There's no dirt to hurt or lips to crack or whips heard in early snap, half parting mouth of the south, but his eyes are windows to an empty house and you would have never heard him. There's no quiver in his lips, hands tucked into the pockets at his hips. No quick drawing at high noon, he's a truant but not clueless. No saloon duels, more of a quiet tongue. Sarcophagus of spit and sinks underneath a silent song, tumbleweed. Mumbling, he hides under the comfort of his humble speech. Brain fluid is his only movement, and in that he's really fluid. He's searching for the conclusion, and you see he's clearly losing it. So he's loose of grip, not palms feeling humid, but arms unarmed and still be wary, fleeing when he's shooting, but not a message in his murder. Well, you would have never heard him. You'd have to turn around and squint as near as I did, broken eyelids for a glimpse of him. But his image is a symphony, and I'm stood here, listening. Yeah. It's not good. The thing about poetry, it's not cool like rap, innit? So you tell people you open up for sketch, so that they're like, yo, sick, I didn't really rap, so like, I didn't even meet the guy, I passed her my name along the table on a tattered piece of canvas. I heard she wrote her thoughts across a revolving atlas, so I discovered her discography between a finger and a thumb, lingering in someone's head like the whisper of a gun, plucked straight from the valley between the lips above the tongue. I could be wrong, no. Something changed. She used to speak to me in tungsten flames. Underneath my wrist, she played it while I rubbed her name in ink. I sit inside the rooms that she polluted with her smell. I take it in and out again. I doubt the end is near if words can reach her through this pen. I found her sleeping on my bed, so I catch the dreams that leak into the pillowcases. On the floor she finds me late at night. I'm filling in the spaces on the page where I'm writing for her hand in marriage. But she said it's absurd to think that matrimony is eternity. The burning light turns me to ash and I shrink into my urn. What is heaven for if sinners can repent at night? Repeat it in the morning, kneel before him and pretend to cry. She doesn't answer death. She lies on sentences I memorize. My name is on the menu of all the muses cooked and tenderized. So outliving all the authors through affairs, and yet we never learn. I'm just another messenger who for a second gets to send the word. I love this place, man, it's sick. So they never tell my secrets. We've been very strange. I was never raised properly, just a sloppy mannered prophet with a lot to say and a tongue that mattered not. His head, the laughing spot. The zip I hid, the curry chicken, the ugly women, the lungs of villages I filled with vats of ink and Saturday moments scribbled in Diprovan and Ritalin and limericks and Italica font. I never cared about Parisians and I never will. All of my knife habits are 7-inch. All of my wives are cursed with melanin. My eyes are double and saturated in American stout ale. And all my younger siblings are dead. And my mother doesn't look me in the face, but at the footprints that I gives. She always wishes me gone, and I'm a terrible human. I was on the phone for some hours the December of a man. I remember the time that you were stealing from the corner shops because my fingers were in your pockets at the time, and I did tell you that I liked you. In that small pocket of time that you forgot you were smiling in, I've been lost on these forgotten islands. Swapping pints with Pontius Pilate, it's been a while since he's mentioned we will die together. I'm tiptoeing around the subject, to be honest. I'm trying to stay on the topic of memories. I got more, sorry. If you notice, like, none of these things, that's on purpose. Like, obviously. Okay. And Darth Vader, vapor penning in public. Vapor pens that were drunk from all the violence and blood, blunt edged and some solid. Some say it was a thug, forging diamonds as rough as the ivory cuts from an island of cubs and cougars, ugly rumours found in polystyrene cups. He's asking me how many people I've killed this month. I say, all my friends. He laughs in the dark, adds a remark. He's lived longer, so of course, this is his answer. All his rafters, all his masters are dead and were wise. When he said I would live, I knew already I wrote this for Lenny. Not the alfalfa and rabbits, more half alabaster and cravats for the hand of his daughter and the foot of his dog and a knife in his ribs and my name on his will, her inheritance mine, and those memories gone. Light, heavy like 5 buried blocks or fingerless wedding planners or deaf teachers or dirty real estate people or barren barometer wearing, Hollister wearing, Solomon hair, air, king, college and collagen and colleges of apostles of God and double sentenced, double jeopardies and ugly wedding rings and too close to home like my grandmother's tombstone is, the loophole written on a new time in a new tone with a pool home and no room for eloping in. Yeah, I found another one. That was the cave where she keeps her thoughts. The curtain is drawn across the face, a half open, highly decorated soul of the face. Stripes given veteran status. So I've just got like a bunch of poems here.
Like an old school DJ,
Wait. Alright. I'm an old man, Sorry. Yeah, this one's alright, If you don't like any of them, you might like this one. She spoke to me as if I didn't matter. She took me from River Ganges to Indiana. Living in the midst of alabaster, her skin was plasticine. She spoke to me as if I didn't matter, so I broke my heart for her in the toilets because I heard she liked the music. Wrote her name on every single page of encyclopedias and yellow pages. Mellow sage, a mellow sage. A hello came, I cherished it like cherry blossom trees, and I walked 7 miles to fall on my knees on your doorstep just to find out that you'd moved again. Moon was ruby red and I admired it. Tobacco wires that smelled like hyacinths. I brought you those Leviathan heads you wanted. Herculean tasks that turned my yellow belly to a ruby black. I've been dripping blood on Route 66, so if you want to follow me, I wrote poems in my entrails. I gave you me and you didn't like the taste, like pre-packaged, ready-made meals thrown in a microwave. Every line said until now has been a lie. What I would like to say is black masks and accordions, hazmat suits and a 40 ounce. The Lord was out of town, so I filled in for him. They spoke of me like I didn't matter, as if I didn't fill their bodies with different bladders of prison black adder milk. Out in Massachusetts, looting palaces for apple juices.
Yeah.
Speak of heaven pushing a blue Ford. They speak of heaven looking a new Porsche, smoking Newport with the sensei. A moonwalk, the USA frauded, born in a med bay, deadpan, talk like a deadweight. Jesus. They thought he was dead. Wait. Rolling Stones on Easter Island and come back the next day, then stub a cigar on the shoulders of giants. Plugged hole, punctured neck, fire coming out of the monkey's head. I can see the lip of heaven, the robe of Paul, the know-it-all, the damned 67, the roaring 20s, the Roman walls, the Georgian Lennies, the Great Depression, the bayoneted chests of Indians, the flecks of indica, the shape my name in Hebrew took. I wasn't allowed into heaven because I'd seen too much. Persian honey, dirty money, the damaged fable who wrote the parable, I am the angel on the shoulders of giants telling them to fall.